So I'd like you to be absolutely honest with me. Does the thought of losing weight seem a little bit overwhelming? Do you have thoughts of, I won't be able to keep my focus, or my motivation levels always dip when I get started after maybe a week or two? I just simply can't keep it up. If that's the position you find yourself in, well, in this week's video podcast, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 things that you can do to make achieving your weight loss goals, your health goals, easier. Not easy, but certainly easier. Now, if you'd like to go a little bit deeper on this whole topic, below this video I've put together a free masterclass that really shows you how all of this plays out, and I use 3 case studies of 3 different women, Sue, Marie and Gaynor, who are able to lose 71, 51 and 85 pounds respectively. There's a link below this video and it goes into their personal stories and just shows you how they're able to achieve that. But for today, I'm going to share with you these 7 tips to make overwhelm, loss of focus and loss of motivation a little less of an impact and help you to get to where you want to get to. So let's kick off with number 1. Number 1 is getting clarity on what it is you want to achieve, and this is like crucial. Think of it this way: if you're going to go and meet a long lost friend that you've not seen for maybe 20, 30, 50 years, and you had to send them a message, you wouldn't just send them a bunch of letters. You would send them a coherent message which included things like where you're going to meet them, what day you're going to meet them and what time you're going to meet them. And you may even include, I'll be wearing a red carnation, because look, if you've not seen them for over 50 years, then chances are you've changed a little bit. So you're going to be very, very clear in what the instructions need to be in order for you to meet up. Well, it's exactly the same with your goals. You need to have some clarity. Now, here's one of the issues with setting clarity goals with weight loss. If you are needing to lose, let's say 20, 30, 50 pounds or more, that amount of weight may seem a little bit unachievable. Maybe you've never ever been that light in your life. Maybe as a young adult you were overweight, an older adult you're overweight, even as a young kid maybe you were overweight. So you've never really had that image of yourself being the shape, the size, the tone you want to be. So what I suggest in that case is, rather than try and beat yourself up because you can't get this clear image, in terms of having clarity about your goal, maybe you focus more on the process of what you need to do on a day-to-day basis. Get really clear on how you're going to eat, get really clear on how you're going to move your body. Clarity in those areas are definitely connected to the outcome goal, which is I want to be a specific weight. So definitely have that goal weight in mind, but don't beat yourself up if you can't quite get that clear HD quality image of yourself looking like that. That will come over time. In the first instance, think maybe more about the process clarity goals that you need to be achieving. And when I'm working with clients, we talk about outcome goals and process goals, and the two come together. Outcome goals is the image, process goals are the things you do on a day-to-day basis. So again, if you're struggling with the clarity goal side of things, focus on the process goals. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, think about breaking your goal down. This is like really important, because unless you break that goal down of losing 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, it's just going to seem massively overwhelming. And one of the mistakes that people make is they overestimate how much they can do in a short space of time. Like in the space of a week, a month. They expect to lose a huge amount of weight in that period of time, but they vastly underestimate how much you can do within 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. And really that's where your focus needs to be. So you need to break your goals down into little bite-sized chunks over a period of time. That's going to help you to reduce the overwhelm. If you just fixate on trying to achieve it all in like record lightning speed time, you will feel overwhelmed, you will get demotivated. So break it down. Number 3, ask yourself, why are you wanting to lose weight? Now, the first answer that comes into your head might be, well, I want to lose weight because I want to be able to fit into the clothes in my wardrobe that I used to be able to fit into, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. That's your why. But I'm going to suggest to you, you go deeper than that, a lot deeper than that. Because the deeper you can go, the more you're going to dig up the right sort of emotions, the more motivated you're going to be. Importantly, once you've dug that deep, that's what's going to keep you going long term. So the first question is, why do you want to lose weight? Well, I want to lose it to get back into, let's just say, a nice dress, for argument's sake. Okay, great. Next question is, why do you want to get back into that nice dress? Oh, well, because I want to feel more confident about myself. Okay, great. You want to feel more confident about yourself. Why do you want to feel more confident about yourself? Well, I want to feel more confident about myself because not only will I fit back into that dress, I'll also be able to have more energy, and that will make me feel good. Okay, why will that make you feel good? Well, because maybe when I've got more energy, maybe I can do a bit more activity like going walking or taking part in things that require some physical input, things I've not done before. Okay, why is that important to you? Well, because maybe my partner, your partner, is relatively active and you want to do stuff with your partner because that will make you feel good. Why would that make you feel good? Well, because I'll feel closer to my partner, I'll feel more loved, more love, more connection with my partner. So you want to take it as deep as you possibly can, and I would suggest you ask at least 3 to 4 additional why questions so you can really go deep on this, because just having that superficial one, which is I want to lose weight because I feel healthier, which is a good reason for doing it, or I want to wear that dress, great reasons, but you need to go a little bit deeper so that you can really dig up some of that emotion that's going to keep you going long term. The deeper you can go, the better. Okay, number 4, checking in. Now, what do I mean by checking in? Well, checking in is really checking in with your support network, your support mentor, your support coach. Now, you may not have a coach or a group at the moment. Maybe your check-in is listening to videos like this. Maybe your check-in is reading a book or watching a YouTube video. But do something that enables you to check in on a regular basis, just so you can feed your mind some mental vitamins to keep yourself moving forwards. If you do have a coach, then check in with that coach. If you go to a slimming group, check in with that slimming group. Now, why do you want to be doing these things? You want to be doing them because you want to be checking the way that you're thinking, your attitude, your behaviors, your habits. All of these things need to be checked on a regular basis to make sure that you are moving forwards. If you don't check in, the chances are you just get in your own head, you have your own thoughts, and it's very, very difficult to move forwards and become successful with old thinking. We do need to upgrade our thinking if we want to upgrade the way our bodies look, feel, and move. So that's number 4. And there's a nice little quote that somebody shared. I don't know who the person is that shared this, but the quote is, if you want to go, or going alone, you'll go faster, but if you go together, you'll go further. I think that's a really good quote. So if you want to go faster, definitely go by yourself. But if you want to go further, go together. Go with somebody else that can actually support you and maybe see some of the pitfalls, some of the obstacles, some of the things that might get in the way before you can, and help you to navigate around that. So that's number 4. Number 5, your self-image, how you see yourself. Now, there's a saying in the world of health and fitness that abs are made in the kitchen. So in other words, you can do all the exercise you want, but if you don't get your diet right, you're never going to see your abs or achieve a flatter stomach. And that's true. So there's truth in that. But for me, if you want to create a lifestyle that's going to last long term, then that is created in your head. And part of that is your self-image, how you see yourself. You see, a lot of people are way, way, way more able than they give themselves credit for, and they don't recognize that they are already in possession of all the skills that they need. Instead, they see themselves as less than that, which means their self-image is affected. And it's weird in a way, because a lot of the time, a lot of the people I work with are highly successful in other areas of their lives, like their family life. They're really super successful at bringing up a family, really successful in their careers or running a business. And you may be exactly the same. So you've got proof of success, but for some reason when it comes to weight loss, there's a poor negative self-image. So how do we deal with this? Well, one of the ways of dealing with it is changing your self-talk as much as you possibly can. Now, I did a video, I think it was a week ago now, before this one, on imposter syndrome, and it's something that we all struggle with. So maybe check that video out in my video library, imposter syndrome, and it talks about really successful people that you would not imagine would have imposter syndrome, really struggling with it, but the way they get over it and the way that my clients get over this imposter syndrome and improve their self-image is by recognizing that it's universal, everybody struggles with it, it's not just unique to them, to you, and then together with some more positive self-talk and encouragement for yourself, slowly but surely you can start to change your self-image. Now, it's not going to be an overnight thing. On the odd occasion it might be for some people, but generally speaking it's something you have to work on over time. Because look, if you've spent 10, 20, 30 years of having a poor self-image of yourself and then supporting that with negative self-talk, it's unlikely you're going to change it on the back of just watching a video like this. It's something that does require some effort. And again, I just make reference to the masterclass video that you can watch, which goes through 3 case studies of 3 different women. Sue, who lost 71 pounds, Marie, 51 pounds, Gain, 85 pounds. They had to go through changing their self-image. Did they completely change it beyond recognition in their heads? No, I don't think anybody does, because this imposter syndrome kind of lingers on. But what they were able to do was create a better self-image of themselves. And again, if you want to listen to their case studies, how they achieved that, click the link below this video and you can watch that. So self-image is something you need to work on continually. If you don't work on your self-image, if that remains poor, it's virtually impossible to become successful and achieve your weight loss goal. So it's critical to your success. Number 6, getting some support. Now, obviously, I'm an online weight loss coach, so I'm here to offer my support in forms of these free video podcasts, which hopefully are helping you to move closer to achieving your weight loss goal, or just get you kick-started, get you moving forwards. But I think support is really important when you're trying to achieve a big goal, and that can come in different guises. It can be somebody like a coach like me, but if you're not working with somebody like me, it might be a friend, it might be a family member, it might be a work colleague that can support you on your journey. And 2 criteria that I would give you to make sure you select the right people to support you. First thing is, they're not judgmental. You don't want someone that's going to be judging you when you don't quite meet the expectations of what you've set yourself. Maybe you said you're going to eat particularly well for the next 7 days and you fall short by a few days. What you don't want in your corner is someone that's going to judge you for that. That's number 1. And also, you don't want someone that's going to be competitive either. You want someone that's going to be there as a cheerleader, encouraging you along the way. When you fall, they're happy to help pick you back up again, but they're not trying to compete with you. You're running your own race, they're running their race, and it's nice to compare and contrast, but there's no competition there. So support is really important. And number 7 is celebrating your success. This is something that a lot of people don't do, and I've been guilty of doing this as well, both in terms of my health successes and in business as well. Not celebrating those small milestones. Now, why is it important to celebrate success? Not only because it's recognition of the good work you've done, but there's another reason for it, and it's to do with the chemical in your brain called dopamine. Now, dopamine is released when we anticipate something that's going to be exciting, when we do something exciting, or when we sort of have achieved something that makes us feel good. We get a dopamine release, and that can become addictive. But here's the thing, it can become addictive in a negative way. So let's say you're feeling a little bit down and out, you're not feeling too happy with yourself, you're down in the dumps. One of the things that you may have done in the past is reach for maybe handling the cookie jar or crisps or chocolates. And why do we do that? Because we know we're going to get a dopamine fix. So we reach for that naughty food, we get the dopamine fix, we feel good for a moment, but guess what? Within hours or the next day, we feel terrible for doing what we've done. So what do we need to do now? Well, if we feel terrible, we want to feel good again. So we need to get that dopamine fix again. So guess what we do? We go and reach out for that unhealthy food again, and it becomes a vicious cycle. But we can work this in our favor. So instead of reaching for the unhealthy stuff, we can celebrate those small successes. And I'm not talking about waiting until you've lost, a couple of pounds on the scales. I'm talking about celebrating the day-to-day successes, which could be something as simple as I ate a healthy breakfast, I took a 20-minute walk, I said no to somebody who wanted me to do a task. I said no because actually I need to do something for myself first. Celebrate those small daily wins, because celebrating those small daily wins every single day, you are going to be getting a dopamine fix. And when you get that dopamine fix, instead of going down the negative path, which damages your health, we're now going down that healthy path, which is improving your health. So you're doing the right stuff, you're celebrating the right things, you're getting the dopamine fix, and it's encouraging you to do even more. So there's lots of reasons for celebration. So hopefully those 7 things of how to achieve your weight loss goals and improve your health have been of some value to you. Again, if you want to go a little bit deeper on this and see how all this plays out in real life, click the link below where you can watch my masterclass where Sue lost 71 pounds, Marie lost 51 pounds, Gaynor lost 85 pounds. Using this information I've just shared with you, you can see how it plays out in real life. Until the next video podcast, take very good care and bye for now.